So you're starting a business in San Diego, and everyone keeps telling you that you need a business license. But what does that even mean? What are you actually getting? Well, today, we're going to review this whole process just like it's a new piece of tech. We'll unbox it, look at the specs, test out the user experience, check the price tag, and give you our final verdict. Okay, first things first, let's get the terminology right. You're not really getting a license in the way you might think, like something that says you're qualified to be a plumber or an electrician. Nope. In San Diego, this is officially called a business tax certificate. And why is that? Because its whole purpose is to raise money for the city, for things like police and fixing roads. It's a tax, pure and simple.
All right, so here's our game plan for this review. We're going to cover exactly what this thing is, then we'll dive into the application specs and steps. After that, we'll talk about the real-world user experience, lay out the pros and cons on a scorecard, and finally, wrap it all up with our final verdict.
This video contains affiliate links. Before we dive into the exact steps to launch your company locally, let's talk about the foundation. You absolutely cannot run a legal, compliant business in San Diego if you drop the ball on your local licensing. Most people assume they just need to file their California LLC paperwork with the state, and they are good to go. And that is exactly why they get hit with massive local fines or have their operations shut down completely. Here is the catch with San Diego. To operate legally within city limits, you are required to hold a business tax certificate, which is essentially your local San Diego business license. On top of that, depending on your exact industry and physical location, you might also need specific zoning use permits, county health department approvals, or police permits. Trying to navigate the city of San Diego's specific web of local government requirements yourself is a massive headache. Your business needs to be 100% compliant before you make your first dollar. That's where Busy comes in. Busy completely removes the guesswork with their business license research package. They do all the heavy lifting for you by identifying the exact federal, state, county, and San Diego municipal licenses required for your specific address and business type. They hand you a customized package with the exact applications, filing instructions, and fee requirements, giving you everything you need to get fully licensed without spending hours deciphering local city tax codes. This is non-negotiable if you want to stay compliant and keep your doors open safely in SoCal. I've put a special link in the description below. Use my link to get your San Diego business licenses figured out through Busy today, and you'll also unlock some exclusive perks and discounts.
Okay, Section 1. What exactly is this thing? Let's start with who needs one, because honestly, the net they cast is incredibly wide.
So who's on the hook for this? The short answer is pretty much everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a big company, a solo freelancer working out of your spare bedroom, or even a nonprofit. If you're operating in the city, you have to register. The only real difference for nonprofits is they get a pass on actually paying the tax, but they still have to go through the process.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the application itself. Think of this as the spec sheet, all the info you need to have ready before you even think about starting.
Here's your checklist of what to have on hand. It's pretty much what you'd expect. Your business name and address, what kind of entity you are, like an LLC or sole proprietorship, and your federal tax ID or social security number. Oh, and if you sell physical goods, you'll need your seller's permit number too. And of course, they want to know how many employees you have and what your business actually does.
So how do you actually submit this thing? You've got 3 options. The easiest, by far, is doing it online. The city's website is up 24/7. But if you prefer, you can go old school. Print out the form, fill it out, and mail it in with a check. Or if you happen to be downtown, you can just walk in and file it in person at the Civic Center Plaza.
Now for what we call the user experience. This is where we talk about what it's really like to deal with this system. We're talking deadlines, we're talking penalties, and all the little practical details you need to know about. Okay, this right here is the number that trips everybody up. You get exactly 15 days, and that clock starts ticking the moment you officially start your business. 15 days. When you're trying to launch a new company, trust me, 2 weeks goes by in the blink of an eye.
Now, in terms of performance, the turnaround time is actually not too bad. Once you've submitted your application and they've processed your payment, you should get that physical certificate in the mail in about 2 weeks. So that part's pretty reasonable.
But what if you miss that 15-day deadline? Or what if you just don't file at all? Well, let's just say the city has a system for that, and it's designed to get your attention with fees. Let's look at how the penalties break down. If you're just late, it's a fee of $25 or 10% of what you owe, whichever is higher. But if you get caught operating without a certificate at all, Whoa, the surcharge jumps to $68 for small businesses and a pretty painful $250 for larger companies. Now listen up, because this is a really important detail that's kind of buried in the fine print. When you put down your business address on the application, you are personally swearing that your business is allowed to operate there under local zoning laws. The city doesn't check this for you. The responsibility is 100% on you.
So, after all that, what's the final cost-benefit analysis? Let's get down to the numbers and give this whole process a simple scorecard.
All right, let's talk money. The pricing is tiered. If you're a small business, which they define as 12 or fewer employees, you'll pay a flat $34 a year. If you're a large business, the price starts at $125 and then goes up by $5 for every employee. On top of that, everyone pays a $4 state fee and a one-time $17 zoning fee when you first apply. So, here's our final scorecard. On the plus side, getting this thing done means you're legally compliant to operate, which is obviously huge. It also gets your business registered for local taxes and, it can signal a bit of credibility to your customers. But for the cons, it's another annual cost to worry about. That 15-day deadline is really tough, and the penalties for messing up are pretty steep. All right, we've looked at the specs, we've gone through the user experience, we've tallied up the costs. It is time for our final verdict on the San Diego Business Tax Certificate. So if you take away nothing else from this review, let it be these 4 things. 1, remember, it's a tax certificate, not a license. 2, the cost is all about your employee count. 3, that 15-day deadline is no joke, so be ready for it. And 4, applying online is definitely the way to go.
At the end of the day, our verdict is this. While it definitely has its pain points, especially that super tight deadline, getting your business tax certificate is just a straightforward, non-negotiable part of the system. It's the cost of admission if you want to run a business in San Diego.
So there you have it, the complete review. We've broken it all down for you. The only question left is, now that you know exactly what you're getting into, is your business ready to navigate the process?